Yeah, excuse me, Noye. Actually, I wasn't around in the last class. May I know the file you are talking about, please?
Okay, so the last class, Musin, that was yesterday, Musin taught DAX. So I don't think you're in the last class, and I know the recording will be shared with everyone. So maybe when he shares the recording, you can just watch the recording and then you just perform your DAX measures on your Power BI file. But do you have any Power BI file? Have you worked on anyone at all during the course of the session or this training?
Yeah, I worked with the ones that actually I was around yesterday, but last week I wasn't around. And yesterday I think he didn't send any file like the DAX file yesterday. It's only yeah, but
Yeah,
I have
but he
some
taught
files here
something
with
in the
me.
class yesterday.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, so that's the file I'm saying you should open up. The one you
Um,
worked on in class yesterday.
okay.
Yes. Yeah, so this should be it. Okay, so if you're just coming in, you can just open the file that we worked on in the last class. That was yesterday, Tamusin worked on. Just open it up. Okay, so I'm sure we all have it open. Have we opened it up? Sure. Okay, so we've come in. Hello? Okay. So we've come a long way during the course of this training. A lot of people have joined and now we are still here. So what we've been working on from the beginning of this training, that's the Power BI sessions, we've actually been working on Power BI desktop. So everything we've been doing has been on the desktop, the DAX we've written, the visualizations we've created, the modeling we've done, everything we did, almost everything in the Power BI desktop and some on Power Query. So now there is something actually called Power BI service. I know we've heard of it during the course of the introduction to Power BI. We heard of Power BI service and also Power BI mobile. So Power BI service is what we'll be treating today in this particular session. So Power BI service is technically like a place where you share your reports, you collaborate with your team members, and do a lot of things. So now, a lot of times questions come up like, okay, now we are done building our reports. We've created a nice report, built a dashboard, and I want to share this with my team members or my stakeholder or my head of department. How do I share it? This is the question a lot of people tend to ask. So in order to share your reports that you've created, this report that we created, you have to publish it. And when you publish it, that is when you can start sharing your report. So I asked us to open the file, and I'm sure everyone has opened the file. So now once you open the file, the first thing I want you to do is if you're not signed into Power BI Desktop, I want you to sign in. So just look up here. You can see sign in here, sign in. So I want you to sign into your Microsoft account. Just sign in. So like me, I'm currently not signed in, so I want to sign in. So you just click on sign in and then you enter your email address. So once you've been able to sign in, please just use the hand tool to raise up your hand. So I've been able to sign in. So you can see my name up here. Okay, Oniyinka's hand is up. Sabatope, Sandra, Ibrahim, Karat, Sarah, Abdulaziz. Let's sign into Power BI desktop.
Hi, Noe.
Hi.
So unfortunately, I can't sign into Power BI because it's asking for a work email, and I don't have a work email.
Okay. But I think you can use personal email. Just or do you have a Microsoft account? If you have a Microsoft account, you can sign in with your Microsoft account. I think so.
I but then it's not picking it up.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll try again.
okay. Let's try signing in, everyone. Okay, I still see only Yinka's hand up. So, do you have any challenge? Babatope, Sandra, Abdulaziz, Bakarat, Ibrahim. Do you have any challenge? You can just unmute your mic.
My system is not responding.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
I'm signed in.
Okay, thank you. Ibrahim, Abdulaziz.
I've not been able to sign in because it's telling me that maybe if I should use Windows app or I should use web app instead. And I've done, I've signed in, I've tried to sign in, but it's not letting me in. So it asks me to type my phone number, which I've done, and still I couldn't sign in.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, maybe you just follow through the class. Then maybe later you can try it again. Or you can just
Okay.
keep on trying it. Yes, since the
All right.
recording will
Thank
be
you.
shared. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in order to share your reports, you need to publish it online. You need to publish it. And once you've published it, so you have different ways to share your report. So now if you go to your home tab, currently we're on our home tab. This is your home tab here. This is your home tab. You can see different groups and you can see share. So now we can see share group, and this share group is from this share group you can share your report and allow your teammates to collaborate with you. So you can see here publish this report online to the Power BI service. So remember we said it's in Power BI service you can share and collaborate with your teammates. So we just click on publish, and it's asking you if you want to save changes, and you just click on save. So let's quickly do that. So now once you click on publish, you will see here, you can see this notification that comes up, publish to Power BI. It's asking you to select a destination. It's asking you to select a destination. And on the Power BI service, there's something called workspace. Workspace. You can see different workspaces here. You can see I have my personal workspace. I have Autodesk level of survey consulting. I have different workspaces here, goals, internal project, knowledge central. So these are workspaces I have. So now a workspace is kind of like an environment, a shared environment, an environment that you share with people. So if let's say a Teams group is created or a SharePoint group is created and you're part of that group, it automatically goes to your Power BI service. You can see it here. So these are some workspaces I've been added into. So if I publish my reports now, maybe to this Autodesk level of survey, everybody in that Teams group or channel will be able to see that report. So if I just click this publish to this place, everybody that has access to that channel will be able to see that report. So they are now able to collaborate and maybe tell you and type a message on that. Okay, this is what I don't like about your report, and then they were able to give their own feedback and comments. So that is how you collaborate with your team members. So if I click my own workspace, you have your own workspace on Power BI service. You can also create a workspace. So let's just click on your own workspace. Click on your workspace. That's my workspace. And click on select. So one thing you should understand is if a person is in a particular maybe Teams channel or SharePoint group, and then maybe the person is removed from that group, that person will no longer have access to that report. It's only if you're in that channel you can have access to that report. So once I click on publish and it has successfully published, you can see publishing to Power BI. You can see success. I want to open this in Power BI service. So if I click on it, and now this is your Power BI service. This is what the Power BI service looks like. So now you can see the report that we created. You still have your page 1, your page 2, your page 3, and page 4. So now there are different ways you can share this report. If I click on share, you can just put the email address. So you see here. Okay, let me different ways you can share this report on Power BI service. Once you just click on share, you have the share button here. You have exports and you also have file. I'll show you different ways you can share your report from these three icons here. So if I click on share, what share is asking you to do is I want you to input the email addresses of the people I want that in my organization that I want to see this report. So you can just type the person's email here. So if I type Hussein Hamid, I think I'm not spelling his name well. Yeah, Musin Hamid at the Brown Consulting, and I can decide to just add an optional message. Please, this report, and if I click on send, it automatically sends it to his email. So I can just click on send, and I sent it to Musin. So Musin will get it. There's another way you can see email. That's to share to people outside. And you cannot add an account, maybe your Google account, and then you share it to others. So let's go back there. So we have another way of also sharing it. So now you're done creating this report. You want to um create a slide deck and share it, unlike in Excel that you now have to like start taking like screenshots of everything and putting it in a PowerPoint. Here you can just click on analyze in Excel. You can also get it as a PDF. So if you get it as a PDF, you can share with people. So now let's click on PowerPoint. So once I go to export here, I'll just click on PowerPoint. I want to get an output as PowerPoint, and I'll click on export. I need to export it for me as a PowerPoint file that I can present to my management, I can present to my team members, I can present to my stakeholder. So these are some ways of sharing the reports. You can also export it as PDF. So let's wait for it to come out as PowerPoint. So everyone just try it out. You can try it out for those of us that have been able to sign in. So one disadvantage of sharing this your report as PowerPoint and PDF is that the report will not be interactive. So when it's done exporting, I'll show you what we mean by this. It will not be interactive the way that it is here, that I can click and to filter. But once it's in PowerPoint, it's not interactive. Then I'm also going to show you a way you can make that report interactive, a way of sharing it and to be interactive. So you can see it has created a report for us. You can use this to do your presentation. It has created a report for us. So you can just do your, okay, let me increase my screen brightness.
Hi, Naye.
Yeah.
Please, can you take it again? So I have the option of current values, default values. So I was on my other screen when you were doing it. And
So
then I
just
also
click
have
on export.
exclude.
No, just click on
Yeah,
export.
yes,
Yes, and leave it as current values.
current
Don't
values. What
don't
about exclude hidden report tab, only
no.
export current page?
So
I
that
should
is
not.
in your Power BI here, your Power BI desktop. So there's a way of hiding pages. So if I'm publishing and I don't want them to see a particular page when I'm exporting, maybe as PowerPoint or PDF, you can just right click here and can see hide page.
Okay,
Hide page. So that is why it's showing include excluded pages. So
okay,
if this place was hidden and you tick include excluded pages, that's this page that is hidden. So when it's coming out, it's going to bring out this page that is hidden. But currently we didn't hide any page. So just
okay,
leave it without ticking it.
okay. Thank you, Naye.
Yes. So you have a link that is also clickable here. You can see. So you can view in Power BI. If you click this link here, it will take you straight to your browser also. So the person you're presenting to or you're sharing it this PowerPoint slide with can also go to the browser and see this report. So you can see and you can now make your presentation as a PowerPoint slide. So just try it out. Let's just try it out.
Hello, Nai.
Hello?
Okay, thank you very much. I joined late, but I want to ask a question. So when I clicked on export and I
Yes.
clicked the PowerPoint, it now said export with, and there's the option of current value and default value. What's the difference between current value and default value?
So your current value are the values that is currently showing. Maybe if you've
Okay,
refreshed your model. So if you want default value, maybe it's the previous value that were there.
okay, okay. All right, thank you.
That's my. So now let's try exporting as PDF. So I'll just click on export and PDF, and you still have export only current page. So if you want to export only this current page, we have different pages here: page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. So in some organizations you can create like a beautiful report with different pages, and there are reports that, okay, I want this person to see only this page, I don't want this person to see this page, I want this person to see the whole report. There are reports like that, okay, maybe this is for only the finance guys, these are for maybe team members, and then this is the high level reports, and maybe people on the team members are not supposed to see the high level report. So you can choose to export only the current page, or some, or everything. So me, I want to export everything, so I'll just click on export. So you can see with your PowerPoint, your report is not interactive. So look at it, it's not interactive at all. You can't click on anything. You can't click on anything at all. You can't even scroll down. You can't scroll to see the end of this your report. So that's one of the limitations of exporting as PowerPoint and as PDF. So let's go back and check if we are done with our PDF. So it's still exporting.
Hello,
Okay.
Noe.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, so after exporting as PDF and PowerPoint, but we can. How are we going to share it with our colleague? Unlike the other one that we did, that we type the email address. When you type the email address
So as
of Mohsen,
okay. So for PowerPoint or PDF, you can, for PowerPoint most times it's just to do presentation. And the PowerPoint also, you can send it via mail. You can send it as a team mail. So just attach the file via your mail and send to them, or attach it on Teams and send the PowerPoint slide to the person that maybe might do the presentation. Even for PDF, you can send it through WhatsApp. You can send it through Teams. You can send it through maybe your Slack. You can send it through email also. So if I go to Teams here, I don't know, most of us might not have access to the chat, but you can see my screen. So you can see attach here, attach file. So if I click on that file, I can attach it here and send to everyone. So I can just upload from my computer. I'll go to my downloads. You can see the file we just downloaded. So I can click on the both of them. Now click on open, and I'll just send it to the Teams channel, to this Teams channel here. So those that have access to the chat will now be able to see the report I just shared. Or maybe if it's your teammate, the person can just quickly download from the chat and use the report. But there are other ways we can share it, which we'll be going into now. So you can also edit, like the way we have in Power BI desktop. So you can edit, you can create a new visual. So if I click here, I'll just, okay. So let me go back and show everyone. So no, so it's okay. Don't save. So let me go to my recent, and I'll click on this is what we just worked on. So you can see this edit button up here. Can you see it? Edit. So you can also edit and add more visuals the way we do in Power BI desktop. If I click on edit, you can just click to add a new page under. You can see these are plus sign to add a new page here. And I'll just tick a visual here, maybe a tree map. And I'll just select some things, maybe line of business by, let's see, by revenue. So this is showing only parts because that table was filtered for parts. So let me look for the main line of business, DLOB. I just click on line of business. So I've created a visual in Power BI service. I can also add another one here, maybe funnel, and I can decide to use my model name by something else, maybe by total revenue. Let's see, model name by total revenue. So you can also do the same in Power BI service. And if you just look up, you can see save. So you can also save it the same way we do. And this report has been saved. You can add buttons also. You can edit your interactions. Remember, I don't know if Musin told us about edit interactions. Okay, that's when you have slicers in your charts. Okay, so let's bring in a slicer. So this is a slicer. That's a slicer visual. Let's bring in a slicer. Let's say we want our slicer to slice this report by our year. Okay. So notice once we tick this slicer, let's say we tick 214, it's worked on the both charts. Let's say we tick 218 or 219. We don't have any data for 219. We don't have. Let's go to 215. It works on the both charts. No, let me see. It's working on the both of them. So now what if, okay, I want this slider to only interact with this particular chart. I don't want it to interact with this second chart here. So you can just click on this, your slicer. Sorry. Click on the slicer. Make sure these lines around it is showing. Just click on the slicer. You can see here up here, visual interaction. Visual interaction. You want it to interact with only one visual. Let's see, visual interaction. And we can click edit interactions. Sorry. You can see edit interaction is on. My edit interaction is on. And over around your visuals, you can see this on it. You can see this sign on it or this icon. You can also see it here. This icon. You can see it's showing none. You don't want it to interact with the slicer. I can just click on it. I don't want it to interact with this slicer. I'll just click on it and you can see it's now grayed out. It has a feel in it.
Hello,
Let me
Maya.
go. Hello?
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the name of the visual. You know, the one that keeps scrolling.
Okay, a scroller.
Okay, so scroller, when you um publish your report, this you export it. Let's say you export it to PowerPoint. You know, this scrolling doesn't scroll.
Yes, yes, that's
So
what
that
I
means you
was.
can't use.
PowerPoint
It
or
means that
PDF.
yes, one cannot use the scroller on that, right?
Yes, but there's another way I'll show you how to export your report that it will still keep on scrolling. So that will be the
Okay.
last way of sharing. I'll show us. Even you
Okay.
can also share your report as a QR code. I'll show us how to share a report as a
Okay.
QR
Okay.
code and as a link. So if you
Okay.
share the link, the report, the scroller will still be working and your report
Okay.
will be interactive.
Okay. Thank
Yeah. So now let's click on 214. You can see it's only working on one visual because we've edited our interaction. It's only working on this visual. It's only working on this visual where my mouse is. Do you notice this is not moving? The one down is no longer moving because we've edited our interaction and we're telling this our slicer, please work on only this visual. Do not work on this one. Don't touch this one. We don't want you to interact with this. If you want to do that back again, just come back to your visual interaction, put on your edit interaction. Now just click on this. Click on the filter. Click on filter and it's now going to be able to filter this particular visual. So let's try it again. You can see it's now working for the both visuals. It's working for both visuals. But once I click on this, it doesn't work for this visual down anymore. And if I click on filter, it now works for the both visuals. If I click on this, it doesn't work for this one. It will work for only the one below. So that is a way to edit your interactions between your slicers. So we can now save this report. So remember we said there's Power BI mobile also. So you can have Power BI on your phone. So imagine you want to see these reports on your phone. You want to see these reports on your phone. Another way we can do it, you can make this report like give it a user interface for the mobile so that when someone is using it, that it's automatically now changes to a mobile interface the same way we do you doing your maybe user experience UI UX. So you're giving it this user experience for a mobile. When someone is looking at the report, they can easily scroll through it. So you can see here, if you look up, you can see mobile layouts. So in case you share the report as a link and the person is using their phone or their tab, it's automatically changed to a mobile layout for the person. If the person is puts the link on the browser, it gives the person a web layout. So let's click on mobile layouts and I
Hi,
can
Noye.
bring hi Tope.
Are you saying that the mobile layout is on maybe on the system and your mobile?
What did you say? Sorry.
The mobile layouts, are you saying that it works both on, I mean, when you put it on your system as well, you'll be able to view it on your desktop?
The mobile layout is for phones. So that when someone you share the reports with someone that is using their phone, they'll be able to get the feel of a mobile view.
Okay, so if I use it on my PC, it will show me a mobile view, right?
It's showing you a web layout view. See. But
Okay.
also on your desktop, you're just trying to make it like give it that user interface or user experience for someone that is going to use a mobile phone or maybe a tab. You want the person to be able to still view the report and have this like enjoy viewing the reports. So see view here, you can also do its mobile layout here. And you just arrange the report in such a way that when someone you can see introducing mobile only formatting. So when someone is looking at the report, they are able to with their phone, they're able to look at it in a will I say a way that is enjoyable. So you are trying to optimize your report so that someone that is using a mobile phone or maybe a mobile device will be able to interact with the report easily. So, and I'll change it back. So let's go back here. So if I click on mobile layouts, it's just to arrange the reports in such a way that the person using it will enjoy it. So I can just drag the reports here, fix it up here. And you can see it's just like a mobile phone. So the person is scrolling down. You're making the reports interesting for the person that is using it. So let me click. And I can decide to add another report underneath here. I just drag this one here. And I'll scroll down. I'll see I have space, and I'll just put my unit price here. So you can do the same for the different pages. So the person will just scroll through like this to see the reports. So let's go back to our web view, and let's see another way of exporting. So let me save this report. So go to File. So we've seen the different ways. Remember, we've touched exports to PowerPoint. We've touched exports to PDF. Want to
Hi,
try this?
Nai.
Hi, Babatope.
Yeah, is there a way we can share it so that the person will be able to view it both on phone and on PC?
Both on phone and PC. That is why I want to show it published to the web. So if the person is using a
Okay.
phone or an iPad, the person is getting the mobile, will I say the mobile view. If the person is using a PC, the person is getting the web layouts view.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So let's click on publish to web. Publish to web. Now just publish, and it's creating a code for us. You can see your report is ready to share. So just try it. Click on publish to web. So now the person you're giving this link to will not have access to all these tabs you have here, like your workspace, editing, how we're able to add more visuals, editing, and so on. It's not going to have access to your data sets and your scorecards. So if I copy this link, if I click on copy and I come here to paste it, create a new tab and I paste it, click on enter. So this is the view that the person gets. So you can see this is quite interactive. If I click on this, it's interactive. Unlike when we export as a PDF or as PowerPoint, this is quite interactive. Yes, you can switch to the next page. You can see. And this page that we also created. You can see everything is interactive because it's published to as a link. So you can just share the link with the person you want to share this link with, and that's it. Let's try it out. So This is the link. So if I copy this link and I paste it in the chat, I can just come here and just paste the link here. And everyone that has access to this chat, once they click on this link, they are able to view the report. They're able to view the report that I created, and the report is interactive. So let's try it out. Please, if you have any challenge, any question, you're stuck somewhere, please just let me know. Hi, Baba Tope. Hi,
Hi,
Oluwafemi,
Nani.
Bakarat,
Okay,
Yinka.
so
Have you
for
tried
me,
it
I've had
out?
limitations. Yes, I have
Okay.
Yes, I've
limitations
done it.
because of office. I
Policy.
require admin permission. Yes,
Okay. Okay. No problem.
but at least I got to that mobile layout. I could arrange
Well, you've been able
the.
to share as PDF and PowerPoint.
Yes, I was able to share just that web layout
Okay.
that couldn't happen.
Thank you.
I know, yeah.
Hi, Abdulaziz.
I think it remains the another option of sharing with Excel or something.
Yes, then there's
Can
another one. You can
we?
generate QR code. This QR code that you can scan. So just click on these three ellipses here at the end. Can you see it? You can see generate a QR code. So if someone has the QR code and you just maybe send the QR code to them, they scan with their phone, they are able to view the report. So if I just click on generate QR code, you can see it has generated the QR code for us.
Okay, my
So
version doesn't have that.
wow, maybe it should be an admin or security protection
Okay.
or something like that. So if I
Okay.
click on download, I have the picture of the QR code and I can just share with anyone and they'll just view it. They'll be able to view the reports.
Hi, Nani.
Hi, Tope.
Yeah, I can see something like your colleagues can use this QR code only if they have permissions to
Yes,
see
so
this report. Does that
yes,
mean that it's just for internal or we can share
it's
it
internal.
externally as well?
Internal.
Okay.
So what happens is once they have the QR code and they scan it, it will send an email or a notification to you, maybe via Teams or Outlook, that this person wants to view this report. Do you allow or do you want this person to view this report? Can we give permission to this person? You can accept or reject it. So
Okay,
that's how it
thank you.
works. So you can also click
But
on an
please, I want to
okay.
ask, what if I want to share it with a client, I've worked for a client, and then I want to just prove to the client that, oh, I know this thing. I want to share the QR code. Is there anything I can do?
I've not really tried sharing it with someone outside the organization, so I don't know if there's a way of sharing it outside the organization. But I know the way of sharing it
Okay.
outside the organization, you can share as a link.
Mm,
Yes, or through the other way that we put the person's email address. You can just click
okay.
on email, yes, and share to the person.
Mm. All right. Thank you, Nai.
So now let's click on analyze in Excel. Come to this three ellipses here. You can see analyze in Excel. Analyze in Excel. Click on analyze in Excel and to show your report is ready. So I've clicked on analyze in Excel. So let's just try it. So it will give you the data set that you've worked on. See your model here, everything. What's my system handling? I don't really use that. So gives you the model, and you can now work with the model. So it's giving you like your data sets, the data set that you've worked on. So we have different places in this your Power BI service. You have your home. So your home will show you almost everything you have, all your reports. You can see getting started with Power BI, Power BI basic sample reports that have been created. It will show you how to create reports. You can see sample reports, a human resource report, IT spend reports, artificial intelligence reports. It will also show you how to create reports, how to connect to data services, how to download your Power BI desktop, and so on. You can also create a new report. Then here you have favorites. So you have your reports that you can make your favorites. You have your recent reports. You have create, where you can build your first report. You can pick a data set that you've already published and work on it. So you have your data set. So every report you work on, you have the data sets once you publish the report. So you can see here the reports that we just worked on. Immediately we published it, the data set came in. So you can use that data set to work. So then you have your goals. So you can create a scorecard, you add goals, you track your success like what I said. So you can see you have a sample scorecard to track education, to track sales goals. So if you click on it, it's showing you how to create one. So you can just edit it and work on it and make your own goals and scorecard. So you can see here, this is a sales sample, and the person wants to achieve a monthly revenue of $500,000. So you can see maybe if, as the person is going through, they can put notes. You can see notes, and they are putting if they're on track, if they've completed, if they are overdue, if the project is currently at risk, if they are behind. And this is something you can also do on your Power BI service. You have apps, you have reports that are shared with you. So you can see reports that have been shared with you. You can come here to share with me and you can see reports. You have your deployment file, you have your learn. So if you want to learn more about Power BI's desktop and service, you can see here, you can see learn how to use Power BI. You can see documentations, you read these documentations. You can also join the Power BI community, the online Power BI community, to know more about Power BI. They have some trainings. You can see here what's new. On that what's new, you'll be able to see the newest features in Power BI service. Then here you have a YouTube channel for Power BI desktop tips. And under trainings, you have a free webinar, you have dashboard in a day. So you have a free workshop called Dashboard in a Day by Microsoft. So you can just click here and register for it. You have paginated reports in a day. You can also click and register for it. So they teach you how to create a dashboard in a day and paginated reports. So what paginated reports is basically like, is like, remember when we downloaded or exported as a PDF? You notice when you have some tables, let me show you. Okay, this is it. Let me scroll up like this page now. This is a table, but this table is not scrollable. You can't see the full reports here. You just have it truncated at a certain part. But when they teach you how to create a paginated report, it will give you the full report, everything in maybe different pages, and you can scroll through. So what you'll be using to create that is a Power BI report builder. That is on a different level, and it's not a beginner's level, so a different level of reporting with Power BI. So that is when you learn paginated reporting a day. So you can just click on the link and register. So you can see data stories gallery, and here you can see your workspaces, the workspaces that you have or that are shared with you, the groups that are shared with you, like I said before we publish. And then you have my workspace. This is my own workspace here. and then you have workspaces. So you can create a workspace to work on a particular report. So that is what you can do. You can also click on get data here to get data and also start working on the Power BI service. So I think that's basically what we'll be covering today for today's session. Then the next session we'll be starting, I think, with Power Automate. So the next session we'll be having next week Saturday. We'll be starting with Power Automate. So during the course of I think the past 6 sessions, we've been talking about Power BI. We've started from the beginning up to this stage. So the recording will be shared with us. If you have any questions, you can always drop it in the WhatsApp group, and we're always there to answer your questions. So before we round up, do you have any questions before we end for today's session? Do you have any questions? Any question? Hello, can you hear me?
Let me ask a question.
Okay.
Okay, I think there was a time it was mentioned. I hope I'm right, where
Okay.
you cannot have more than one date in your file. I'm not sure if I captured that correctly, because I'm thinking of a situation where I have an employee file and I
Mm-hmm.
have date of employment in that file. I have date of for some I might have date of exit.
Okay.
Because for all I will have date of birth. So are we saying that
Mm,
I can't have that kind of file, or
you can
I'm not
have it.
sure. Okay, so how do I manage when I have several dates like that?
So you just create different columns for them. So you have a column for date of birth, you have a column for maybe date of exit or date of entry. So you just have different columns for each of them. So you can report by it.
Okay, so when I now create, when I'm now going to when I now go to Power BI, then what I need to now look for is that connector. Maybe identify each date
Yes. Yes. So
by
what you
maybe
can now
employee
do,
ID.
yes, that's what you can do. So you have your big fact table, which is your dates.
Employee, yes,
That's the big fact table, which has, like, we have a table for your dates. That's your D calendar table. You cannot
yes.
connect the dates to that your calendar table. So that your big fact table that has the date for their entry, their date of birth, you cannot connect it to your calendar table.
No, I'm confused.
Okay.
So let's say I imported I got my file, I transformed it, right?
Yes.
So fact table calendar dates. I'm a bit confused about that now.
Okay, let me show you. So that is just like enriching your data model. So there's what you call enriching your data model when you're adding more columns to your data. So for example, this is your fact table. Remember we said
Yes,
you have your fact table,
yes,
which that's all your F's.
yes,
And then you have your trade dates. You can see you have your trade dates here. And
yes,
here, sorry, you have your D calendar. Can you see D calendar?
yes, yes.
So you can see something is connecting your D calendar to this your table here. You can see your date is connected to trade dates here.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. So you can have the
Okay.
date of birth there, you can have their date of entry and the date of exit. Then you can always connect it to your D calendar, which is this your D calendar table,
So
so
it will
that you
now
can
be
report.
one to multiple.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So is there another question before we round up for today's session?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I have a question, please.
Okay, go ahead,
Yeah,
Abdulaziz.
The first question that I have is during the data preparation, and we from from the like the 8 rules that we have, we must not have an empty row and empty column. So if peradventure we have an empty row and an empty column, definitely we have to delete it from.
Exactly.
Okay. Then also if we have, considering that we have a kind of data that is a larger data, so and if we want to clean it, is it possible that we might not really have that time to look through the data? If it is a kind of larger data, is it possible that we have some kind of maybe software that one can run that can still give somebody, maybe that can erase or that can clean some of the data that we cannot really have time to look through?
That is why you have Power Query. So your Power Query is the cleaning tool. It will help you. That's why you notice when you're cleaning with your Power Query, you can see that when we had, I think, your column distribution, you see that to show you, okay, this is 100% clean, this is 80% clean. So your Power Query is telling you, okay, this particular column is 80% clean, this particular column is like 100% clean. So your Power Query is telling you, okay, well, this report you're trying to clean or you're trying to use is not fully clean. So until it's fully clean, then you now look at it. You can now see that all your columns will now be showing 100%. Then you can start using it for reporting.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So is there another question? Okay, I think we can now round up today's session. So thank you everyone for attending today's session. We hope to see you in the next session, which I think, God willing, will take place next week, Saturday, where we'll be introducing Power Automate. So Power Automate will be used to automate business processes and manual processes that we do in our workplace. So thank you, everyone. Good night and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nate. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Naya. Good night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night and God bless you too.
Good night.
All right, good night.
Good night.